All right, let's talk about that moment. You know, that feeling of dreaming about the open road, the breathtaking Wyoming landscapes, and the pure, absolute adventure of finally being in the driver's seat. Welcome to this explainer. If you're ready to unlock total freedom, you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're walking through the ultimate guide to snagging your very first Wyoming learner's permit. So let's dive right in. Getting your learner's permit is, well, it's the thrilling first step toward total driving independence. It's literally the gateway to your full driver's license. Now, I know the process can seem a little intimidating at first glance, all the forms, the tests, the whole shebang, but don't worry. We're going to break this down so completely that you'll know exactly what to do step by step. Here is our roadmap for today. First, the road to freedom. Second, mastering the study materials. Third, conquering the DMV application. Fourth, passing the written exam. And finally, hitting the road safely. Okay, part one, the road to freedom, laying the foundation. So here's the thing you gotta remember. This permit isn't just some piece of paperwork. It is an absolutely crucial training phase. Wyoming uses this system called a Graduated Driver Licensing, or GDL program, for teams under 18. Think of it kind of like training wheels. It's specifically designed to gradually introduce you to driving privileges. The whole goal is to build safe, lifelong habits that protect you and honestly everyone else sharing Wyoming's highways. Now, you're going to become very, very familiar with WYDOT. That's the Wyoming Department of Transportation. You'll actually be visiting their local driver services offices to hand in your paperwork and take your tests in person. Why in person? Well, Wyoming actually doesn't offer online options for the permit test, so you gotta head down there.
But before you just walk into the DOT, you need to gather your quest inventory. Make sure you're at least 15 years old to apply for a standard instruction permit. You got to bring originals or certified copies. No photocopies, guys. They will not accept them of your proof of identity. So think a valid U.S. passport or a certified birth certificate. You also need proof of your social security number, like the actual card or a W-2. Plus, 2 documents proving you live in Wyoming. A utility bill or bank statement works great for this. Oh, and if you're under 18, you absolutely must bring a completed Wyoming driver license application, that's FSDL 705, and it literally has to be signed by your parent or legal guardian to give their consent. No signature, no permit.
Moving on to part 2, mastering the study materials, your weapons for success. All right. By following this actionable 4-step study plan, you're going to easily defeat any test anxiety and walk in there feeling completely confident. First up, read the official Wyoming Driver's Handbook. The DOT puts this out as a PDF, and hey, there are even audiobook versions if you'd rather listen while you're on the go. Second, really lock in on the numerical data. Memorize things like safe following distances and the rules for implied consent. That stuff always comes up. Third, take free online practice tests. They mimic the real exam format and give you instant feedback, which is like a cheat code for finding out exactly where you need to study more. And finally, don't cram. Seriously, put down the flashcards, get a good night's sleep, and wake up sharp for the big day.
Next up, part 3, conquering the DMV application, the final approach. Okay, I love this part. Here is an insider's strategy to bypass the long lines and save yourself literal hours of waiting. WYDOT handles standard permit transactions totally on a walk-in basis. So to optimize your trip, avoid the absolute worst times. Mondays, Fridays, the first and last days of the month, right around holidays, and that standard lunch rush from 11:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Your best bet? Aim for a Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday mid-morning. You'll get in and out so much smoother.
When you get to the desk, be prepared to pay a $20 fee for your regular learner's permit application. A lot of offices take cash, check, money order, and debit or credit cards, though heads up, cards might have a tiny processing fee attached. While you're applying, they're going to give you a quick vision screening. You need a minimum visual acuity of 20/40 with both eyes. So actually, let me stress this. If you wear glasses or contacts, make 100% sure you bring them with you. All right, part 4, passing the written exam, the ultimate trial.
So what's the actual test like? It's a computerized written exam with 25 multiple choice questions, and it is based entirely on that Wyoming Driver's Handbook we talked about. You only need to get 20 correct answers to hit that 80% passing score. That means you've got a little buffer. You're allowed up to 5 incorrect answers. Also, while the written tests are only given in English, if you don't speak English, you are totally allowed to use an interpreter for the non-commercial tests. Now, if you feel yourself getting nervous, take a deep breath. Don't panic if you stumble on a question. First rule of thumb, arrive early. Most exam stations actually stop giving tests at 3 p.m. or 4:30 p.m., so don't cut it close. But here is the absolute best news. If you fail your first attempt, you actually get a second try on the exact same business day. Yeah, no waiting weeks. Now, if you fail both times in one day, you do have to wait a mandatory 24 hours or the next business day to try again. Your application stays valid for 90 days or up to 3 total failed attempts before you'd have to reapply and pay the fee again. And finally, Part 5, hitting the road safely, rules and next steps. The most crucial point to remember here is that this permit is strictly for supervised practice. It's not a full license yet. That means absolutely no solo joyrides. You must always have a licensed driver who is at least 18 years old sitting right there in the front passenger seat while you're behind the wheel.
So what happens next? Here are your exact steps in the graduated driver licensing program. First, you have to hold your learner's permit for a minimum of 10 days. During this practice phase, you need to log at least 50 hours of supervised driving, and 10 of those hours specifically need to happen at night. Once you hit 16 years old and check off all these milestones, you can finally schedule your road skills test at the exam center to earn your intermediate license. Oh, and a quick pro tip. If you complete an approved driver education program, you might even be able to bypass the road test entirely and earn full privileges just a bit earlier.
Keep your eyes on the prize, guys. Completing those practice hours, advancing through your intermediate license, and paying this final $45 licensing fee will ultimately unlock your fully unrestricted Class C driver's license. The journey definitely takes patience and a lot of practice, but that reward of being a safe, independent driver on Wyoming's roads, it is completely 100% worth it. Just a quick heads up, since state fees and regulations can occasionally shift around, always double-check the most current information directly with the Wyoming Department of Transportation. But I want to leave you with this thought. Getting your permit isn't just about passing a multiple-choice test. It's about holding the keys to your independence for the very first time. So tell us, where is the absolute first place you plan to drive once you earn that full license? Let us know down in the comments. Thank you so much for joining us on this explainer. Stay safe and happy driving.